The Metaverse is a virtual reality world where people can interact with others, play games, and experience things just like in real life. It's billed as the Internet of the future, with the potential to change all our lives. And businesses are rushing to stake their claims to real estate in this new online space. By some estimates, virtual land sales in the Metaverse hit $500 million in 2021. That number could double by the end of this year.
Typically, when a trend like this starts off, it goes into a massive hype cycle, right? And it's with any kind of asset, any new technology. And you see Bitcoin, you've seen cryptocurrencies go through this, and previously the internet as well went through its hype cycle in the 2000s and then kind of crashed massively. So you have to look out for this, and it's very, very natural part of how technology evolves.
Before investing in real estate online, companies need to consider where they buy space and whether they will be able to build up a monetizable community to sustain that space.
Nothing stops new metaverse lands and platforms from popping out and attracting new users or existing users to these lands. So it is really fundamentally dependent on their ability to attract traffic.
You still need to have a business model. You need to have something that generates value for a customer, for whomever interacts with you. And I think it would follow the same rules of any other business, which is you have to make wise decisions and make sure that whatever money you spend or invest in this world produces some value and some return in the long term.
Another key risk for investors: your investment online is tied to the price of cryptocurrency, creating another layer of volatility.
A lot of these metaverse activities come from the same companies, startups that have cryptocurrencies or tokens, which are very volatile, which means for a regular individual, for a regular company, this is a complication. Because not only you have to make a decision on the real estate if you want, you also have to think about that investment is going to be valued in a currency which is going to be volatile relative to the regular currency.
Experts warn there are also a myriad of privacy and security concerns that might prevent the metaverse from taking off. Topping the list, a massive amount of data collection.
These metaverse they usually involve the use of AR and VR, and such equipment actually collect a lot more data because it involves the use of sensor.
It's not just how much data is collected, but who will get access to it.
These virtual worlds are going to become more interoperable. So you're going to be able to have the same identity and move between worlds with that identity, with your experiences, with your possessions, instead of always having to sign in and out of each virtual world, each different platform. So that's one big challenge that's up there, because obviously at this point in time, the big tech platforms are all trying to control as much of this virtual land as they can.
So in that case, there's also this concern that you have a few major companies as sharing information. Will it lead to antitrust concerns? And then there might be privacy risks in the sense that you'll be encountering people that you may or may not want to meet. And therefore, are there ways that individuals can actually protect themselves in this virtual world?
Singapore has already signaled that some level of international regulation is necessary in the metaverse. That might help ease some of the uncertainties in this still very new space.
I think for this space to mature, we really do need legislation and we need regulation in the space. Maybe not too tight, because that goes against the entire ethos of it being decentralized. Yeah, but really, there needs to be some sort of safeguards. For example, if you get scammed, who do you go to? If you go to the neighborhood police post to lodge a police report, realistically, what can they do?
So Web 1, Web 2.0, we've seen already in many cases around the world, governments scrambling to catch up and to try to regulate some of the excesses of Web 2.0. And I think it's inevitable that regulation has to come to this Web 3.0 as well. if we're looking primarily at real estate, for example, are we going to have zoning laws in real estate? Are you going to have a zoning board or some sort of body that tells you, okay, this part of Decentraland or this part of the sandbox, you can run these kinds of businesses, but not these kinds of businesses.
As this tech space continues to grow and evolve, the outcomes for real estate in the metaverse could depend on how secure it becomes and how effectively it's regulated, so investors have confidence to put their money in it.